Hello and welcome to Some Geeks Talking. I'm Tyler the Collector.
I'm Aviary Law.
I am Jason Curator.
And it's our season finale. Chris is already burning down his house. Burning everything.
Fine. It's fine. We'll totally be back for season 2. This is fine. COVID's happening. Presidential election. Tyler's got 8 jobs. It's fine. We'll be back.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll just start off with I got a job in a local radio station. That's why we didn't have an episode last weekend. That's why we're ending this season a little early. We wanted to make it till the end of November and didn't make it to well, we did get into October.
Just barely.
It's a win. We'll count it as a win.
So yeah, congratulations, man. Congratulations on the big broadcasting job.
Yeah, no more podcasting and making free YouTube videos for you fucks.
There's gonna be a paywall when we come back.
Yeah. We're gonna have to sign contracts, and we're gonna have to sign contracts and NDAs and all kinds of shit just to do this again.
I probably shouldn't say the F word anymore.
He'll be critiquing us. Like, you guys have to. You're not saying it. It's some guys talking. Like, you're just it's some geeks talking. Whatever. I can't even say the right name anymore. Been so many iterations of this bullshit.
SGT covers it all.
SGT.
I'll be turning into aviary law with I can't talk about that anymore. Can't talk about that. Can't. Yeah, I can't.
Good. I'm glad someone else can feel my pain for a change.
I haven't been on Los Lost Boys since I got the job.
Never going back on that show again.
Would they actually be monitoring this?
No.
They don't know what social media is.
Yeah, from my impressions, no.
It's funny because you're like, on your interview, you're like, by the way, I have all this library of podcasting I've done. Would you like to check it out? No, we're all set. That's podcasting. This is broadcasting. It's way different.
Did that work in your favor?
Yeah, they were like, we're glad you do it.
Moving on.
Good job, Junior.
hey, congratulations doing a thing that literally everyone else has ever done, every day.
I think a lot of it is just they base it off of how do you sound, how
comfortable you are.
Yeah, your maturity. I could tell that was a big deal for people. My impressions were, because I'm starting at the bottom of the totem pole.
Now you're here.
A lot of people are really young when they're starting at this level, so they have to deal with a lot of high expectations, like people that want to come in and immediately be like, I want a morning talk show,
right? Or people that actually come to work on time and aren't hungover.
Oh my god. And that was another thing. They were just like, oh, you live 10 minutes away from the radio station. This is they could not. That was about as I just needed that. Hey, I live close.
Wow.
Because they get so many people that are a couple 45 minutes away to an hour, a lot of Columbus. And they're like, yeah, it's not worth the drive because everyone thinks you're there for your whole shift of your radio show, or it's not really a show. My shift would be midnight to 5 a.m. and then the morning show kicks in. I only have to record that audio, the little blips between songs. I just have to do it before midnight. The system is that efficient to just plug it in, save it, it'll play. So it takes about 2 hours to do that from start to finish. And an hour once you get really good at it.
It's a peek behind the curtain.
Yeah. So
are you even allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Don't worry, we'll edit this out in post.
Yeah. I don't think it's that big of a secret anymore.
No, I'm sure everyone knows. We all watch movies. They cover that shit in movies nowadays.
Yeah. It was just kind of jarring that they're in my mind's eye, there's someone sitting in the studio nope, it's literally a robot. It's essentially a robot took that man's job.
I mean, think about when we were kids, man. You watch those movies about college radio stations and stuff like that or whatever, and it'd be somebody sitting there from 12 to 5.
Yeah.
Doing crazy shit, or they'd be out doing something or making out or something. All of a sudden they would hear over the station that the song was in it to run back into,
yeah,
that's the kind of shit you think of, but now it's just the computer just does everything.
Fucking robots, man.
It's made it way more efficient, and you can like multiple takes on things if you stutter. But a lot of it, you want it to seem natural. So it's like that, like you don't want to do it to perfection. Also, because they just don't want to pay you to be there for 4 hours when you should be doing it in 2, because you just want to get it perfect.
You know what's interesting is before show we talked about how they don't want like that Mr. Radio voice anymore. They want people to just sound like a normal person. But obviously you just can't come in and be all mush mouth, like me, and like have no like you just have to have a good sound to the take, but so it's clear, but they want it to sound like it's normal. You think that would ever happen to news anchors on TV? Because you know how they all sound the same. Like, it doesn't matter where you go on vacation. They all sound like they're from Central Ohio. Like, they all have like that mild dialect, because that's a thing. Like, they actually, like, the Indiana, Ohio area has like that flat dialect.
They coach that, like, they coach your dialect to that, so you can just the blanket can go over the whole country.
That's why OU is such a popular broadcasting school, because of the region it's in. But like, it just, to me, it's interesting because if you go, when I've been to San Diego, I used to go down south all the time. I go to Florida all the time. Nobody sounds like they're from those areas. Even Tennessee, they don't sound like hillbillies. Sorry, Tennesseans.
Ooh.
But like they sound like
I can't be associated with the show anymore.
They sound like my stepmom's from Tennessee, and she's a hillbilly. And
so
she'll
it's okay for you to.
It's okay. It's all right. Trust me. I've eaten a lot of grits.
He's taking it back.
No, I've eaten a lot of grits. Anyway, so you got to put butter and sugar. Those things are gross, dude, by themselves. All right, anyway, so like my point is, though, you think we're getting to the point where you're just like, I want people on TV to sound like me, which they do because we're from here. So everyone sounds like us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think yes and no, because it's like, I thought Zoom would be the new thing that like, we're not going back to work and ever again. No one ever will. And then it kind of was like, well, we kind of like you being at the office kind of thing.
Depends on your field.
Yeah. Well, I figure, I mean, there's going to be a lot of companies out there that they're gonna use Zoom, and they're gonna downsize their buildings because they're gonna realize real quick, hey man, we don't need all this. You assholes can work from home, and we can cut back on the cost.
Overhead cost is down, and my last company I just left, they're in a place in a Columbus suburb, Dublin, where the rent's really high. So like, rent's too goddamn high. So now that everyone's at home, like they can just cut out. They're cutting out the office. Like they've already talked about it. Like, we're going to downsize the office. We'll just have a place. What would have been smart, except for the fact that real estate is insanely high right now, is to get a building, build in community offices and community workspaces, conference rooms with Zoom, and then you just like people can just like rent that shit out, so that no companies would even have to have an office building.
That's what we should pitch during a pandemic. Let's all just share one building.
That's what they're gonna do, man.
Well, here's the issue with like back to the anchor and your question about were they ever like have local dialect essentially.
Yep.
I would say no now that I think about it, because is it eventually going to be like you don't have to be in studio. Like you're not actually in a house that's on fire, a cartoon house that's on fire. So like the anchor could literally just have his own little spot at home that he does the news from, and it comes on your TV. You know, they don't need to be in studio.
Well, out of my ignorance for you working, now working at that radio station, I figured you'd be perfect for it because you damn near have all the stuff to do it. You could stay at home and send them a sound wave, and then they just plug it into that damn robot.
So they do that for certain things.
You don't even have to wear pants.
No, I don't awesome. I don't even know if they would require it in the building. From what I've seen, the dress code on some people. I'm just
kidding. I mean, if you think about the classic radio guy, he's like the Hawaiian shirt, cargo shorts, stoner guy, right? Like that's classic radio DJ guy.
Cowboy.
That's what I like. Yeah, that's what I like about this, because it's like you don't know if I'm not wearing pants.
Yeah,
I just assume that you aren't.
Well, yeah.
But here's the issues why they don't, because I didn't ask them that. They told me. So they will, like, if you're a trusted source, they will, but they just can't, like, they're worried about putting, like, you sending them a virus. and it's shutting down their systems.
Okay. That makes
Well,
sense.
plus audio quality. I mean, even like I have a decent mic, but it's not like a XL. I mean, it's like a USB mic. Like it's not going to sound as good as what they have.
Right. That was also the point. As when they sent me the commercials to like not practice, but like, hey, like your audition for these commercials. It was also auditioning my equipment, is what he said.
Oh yeah.
Do you feel a little out of sorts or like out of place amongst broadcasters versus podcasters?
Yeah.
Really?
Big
For
fish in a
now.
little pond here. Like, oh, it's like a combination of I feel behind because of my age in starting this, and like I haven't been in this environment since 2005.
You guys notice that Tyler has that aviary law haircut now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had to conform.
Whoa.
He's like, I'm a personality now. I got to have that personality haircut.
Yeah. Yeah, we might not even have that season 2. He's gonna forget about us little podcast.
Oh, dude, it's funny you say that because he's gonna come back for season 2 and just feel like we're just gonna
be
be
me and
shit
you.
to him. Yeah,
Yeah.
like these guys are amateurs. They don't do professional broadcasting like me.
They swear. Ugh.
I get paid to do this.
Yeah.
Now,
Someone has all the topics printed out for me and just tells me to read it.
Where's my script?
Yeah.
It's like, Tyler, I don't know if you know this or not, but you're the one that gets that shit together.
yeah.
Well, it was funny though, because in my interview, they were like, now it's not a job that you just clock out and don't think about anymore. It's like you're constantly, I mean, for the people that don't know, it's a what I would be working on is the country music radio station portion of the station. The station has 3 channels, and that's the one I would be on to start anyways. So they're like, you need to kind of be familiar with these people and what's going on. And it's like, holy shit, like I kind of do that. So like I know how to do that because I'm always aware of like the comic book geek news stuff that's going on, and I gather that throughout the week. So I have been doing that. But now it's like I don't really give a shit about like Trisha Yearwood or Dirk Bentley.
Timely, no shit, timely reference there.
Yeah.
Jesus, this 1992.
Oh, okay. How about
Tyler's like, what's a Luke Bryan?
let me think of someone I didn't recognize. There's this Dickerson guy. I don't recognize who he is.
Don't get the reference. The running back, Eric Dickerson.
Yeah,
with the goggles.
No, and that's a funny thing. I made a note, so it's so funny because in the little read, I'm pitching to his song, and I said Eric Dickerson, and in my listen back, I was like, God damn, good thing I caught that, because once I'm on my own, I come in and do the show, and
You're
it doesn't get
QA
reviewed.
QC.
Yeah, it doesn't get reviewed. It gets put in, and it's like I made a note. Make sure you're checking the names that you say.
Yeah, that would be bad.
There's a Eric Pasley and a Brad Paisley, and it's like that's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I've never heard of the first one. I've heard of the second one.
Play Garth Brooks, man. Can we just be a Garth Brooks?
I know Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood. They're married.
Are they?
I get the reference. They are.
Oh, let me jot this down real quick.
Remember Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings.
Yeah. Can we just be a 90s country music station?
Yeah. Well,
are you gonna have like some kind of stupid radio name now?
No.
You can't do Tyler the Collector.
Yeah,
I try to give him one.
I can't be Tyler the Collector. And I don't think on the radio. So there's other people that do the job, and there's only one of them that uses a fake name out of everyone. Everyone else just uses their real name.
I thought you were going to use that one name that we talked about
On air?
Yeah, remember you're going to be Aviary Law.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna become Aviary Law, and then I'm gonna take him to trademark court and say I use it publicly. And I had the Twitter handle before he did.
It's true, he did. Yeah, we talked about it. I don't know, when you were talking about taking the job or whatever, and I was like, "What's your real name going to be?" And I was like, "You can just use Aviary Law if you want. It's fine. Just hand out my business cards.
Just build your brand on the side.
Yeah, that'd be great." But yeah, we talked about TED Talks, so it'd be like TED Talks.
Yeah,
but it was taken. He said,
yeah. a lot of it is so what my putting things together. But every time I go in, like a lot of them also have a side hustle. Like this is just the company they work for or contracted with. They're their own brand, and they all have their own websites because a lot of things are like it's like networking. Someone, then you move to another station, and you're like, oh, that guy that I used to work with would be good for this little commercial that we're doing. I'm gonna shoot him an email. Hey, here's how much money we'll pay you. Record this 30-second commercial and get it back to you. That's why a lot of these guys have home studios, and they're doing side hustles for other radio stations. So there's more than just like 3 different voices on one station.
Right.
Oh, man, we're totally getting forgot about.
Nah, I'm gonna be pitching like, hey man, I have a home studio. If you need a new voice, let me know.
I already said like my goal is to interview one of you, and it'll be played at 3 a.m.
Wake up.
They did tell me there's a program because they're like, yeah, if there's anything you want, like if you feel a show was good and you want to keep it, you can. There's like a program that records the whole 5 hours, and they'll send it to you.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm definitely gonna keep my first ever one, just as like, oh, look how shitty this is in a couple years, or to just put on here and be like, hey, remember when I used to work here and thought I had a dream?
So now how are we going to be able to listen to it? Because I love you, man, but I'm not going to stay up till 12 to 5 o'clock in the morning to listen to this crap.
You're not going to listen to it is what it boils down to.
So like they don't have like a internet playback or something?
They do have they have an app.
Yeah, but I'm sure that they'll probably put some of your reads throughout different parts of the day, right? Or no?
Yeah, the commercials and
the
stuff.
commercials, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't listen to that.
Yeah, I'll have it.
Be a better friend, I guess. I don't know.
I guess, yeah. I guess I have to be. Man. And now I feel like shit. Thanks.
I'll listen to it. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get up and listen to it. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, I'm in bed, man.
Yeah, me too. Fuck Tyler. Moving on.
All right.
Bullshit's over.
All right. Well, let's get into the
Congratulations, Tyler.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy for you.
Oh, it's honestly unreal to be. That was my only takeaway from all this.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The king is to you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, the Geek News is brought to you by
Blue Things. I thought we had a radio guy. I thought he would do the commercials. Like it was already recorded.
Offie's Car Customs. You want me to get into what commercials I'm doing?
Blue Fang Server Solutions. Go to bluefangservers.com. Get a PC server for whatever games they have there. There's lots of them. Go check it out. And use Birdlaw 15 at checkout. We haven't done this for a while.
Fucking rookie.
Birdlaw 15 at checkout for 50% off every month. There should be, if our program director does it correctly, there should be a link and information down in the description.
Ooh, calling you out.
Fucking rookie. Brother, I'm an internet content creator. You have to get on my level right now. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's being real. That's what that's what I'm I'm at the crossroads of being the real guy, the real fake guy, to the real fake broadcaster. Let's just jump into it. You getting a PS5 or an Xbox Cube? I don't know.
Xbox Series X.
Really called a cube?
No, it just looks like
didn't they take that? Didn't Nintendo take that?
Yeah, it's called Xbox Series X. It just looks like a mini fridge.
It really does. Looks like the little mini fridge my wife puts her makeup in.
It's like, those USB ones that you can put on your desk at work.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like one of those, kind of. But yeah, I don't know, man. I have some of the features pulled up. They're pretty similar. I think the Xbox might, like, spec wise, might be a little bit more powerful, but exclusive wise, I mean, I think that PS5 kind of blows them out of the water, especially with the Spider-Man stuff. I mean, that game's so damn good. So the Spider-Man Miles Morales, that's going to be a PS5 exclusive. They'll have like Gran Turismo's, all that stuff too. Although they'll have Xbox will have the Forzas, Halo, which I just really do not care about. The thing with me about the Xbox is, if you're a PC gamer, you already get all the same games because they have the Windows store or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so you don't need an Xbox to get the Xbox exclusives.
Yeah.
So if it's me, I'll do what I always do: get the get the PlayStation if I end up getting it at all. Because now that I have a son who's like a hardcore gamer, he's gonna want one. I'm not fucking buying two. I'll tell you that much right now.
Yeah, they're
Because
expensive.
if you want so they're both $500, but the PS5 you can do the digital only, so you don't have to buy hard copies of the games. Which, to be fair, I don't really buy hard copies of games anymore. So it's $400 though. So there's just no disc drive,
Yeah.
which I guess is okay. I don't know. Even movies you kind of do digital now. I mean,
we have a Xbox One that is digital only and an Xbox with disc drive, and it is kind of a pain in the ass when you're like, oh yeah, we have like Madden with a disc and you want to play it in the downstairs Xbox, and it's like, oh yeah, we can't because it's digital only. Now it's different when you started out the platform with digital only, so your games
only buying discs.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to look into it, but I would assume discs go, like, you can probably get them cheaper on like like Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff. So
You can codes too, though.
That's true too. Like, the store will run sales on digital games.
Yeah.
But to bottom line it, I'm probably gonna, if you're like, hey, we have a free one right now, you can have one. Which one are you taking?
Well, yeah, but also the one with the drive is more expensive, so of course you.
No. I'm saying Xbox or PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
You can take one for free right now.
I'm taking PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation.
I'm taking PlayStation as well, just to have.
I just want the Spider-Man game.
Yeah, that if we're bottom line in that, I just want.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
game as well.
I don't give a shit about Halo. I don't give a crap about. I want to play Spider-Man.
I want Spider-Man, and my favorite exclusive personally is MLB The Show, the baseball game, and that's a PlayStation exclusive. So,
what if college football is an Xbox exclusive?
Then I'd buy an Xbox.
Yeah, you'd buy 4. It'd be on in every room.
I would buy no matter what they do. If they bring back college football, I'm gonna buy it, whatever that entails. Whether it's literally catch my house on fire, I'll tell my family to go outside, bring the dogs out.
Yeah,
I need college.
They're gonna be like, here's a college football system. It's its own system you have to buy.
It only plays that game. It's $500.
Yeah,
you can't play it. I'm gonna do it.
It's $500 and it never updates and it's not online. Here you go. Side thing, I saw a post of our local, like our Newark Heath selling wall, and it was an original Xbox, like from 03 or
the
whatever.
old one.
And it said, no cords, no nothing, slightly scratched, won't take anything less than $20. And I'm thinking, that is not worth anything.
The paperweight.
It's not even like, it is so big that it's a hassle to have at that point.
I mean, they're kind of still in the same. Man, the Xbox X is so ugly.
Oh, if we're going straight by that, it is the ugliest system I think I might have ever seen.
The PS5 looks like a spaceship. It looks like a spaceship modem or router or something. It's so sleek looking. I mean, I don't really give a shit because mine are in this little tray down, this little thing on the side underneath my PC that I never look at, so I don't really care. Just be a black box. I don't give a shit. But I'm just saying, if people get paid to come up with these designs, and they're like literally like, hey, check it out. I'm going to take a random box, and this is the design. Like, if you paid someone for that, could you be like, are you serious? Like, you just gave me a box. That's like I get them from Amazon all the time. I understand what they look like.
Get it?
But by the way, speaking of how often I actually play console, I still have this Ori and the Will of the Wisp, like, collector's edition or whatever. It's still wrapped. Like, I haven't even opened it yet, and I've had this for over a year. I'm just saying, like, I just don't turn on my console. How much money That's how little I won this. That's how little I care. Look, when you're just a big time internet content creator, GameStop just sends you stuff.
I wasn't gonna bring this up, but you're probably gonna get both systems for free. Who the fuck are you kidding?
I did get the Xbox for free. Well, not the new ones, probably.
Such a piece.
Unless maybe I can talk somebody into it or whatever, and it's whatever, no big deal.
My son just bought the new Avengers game.
How's that?
I haven't. It's beautiful. I mean, the storyline's really cool.
I heard pros and I've heard some very high, like this is a really fun game.
He loves it.
And then I've heard they rushed it. This sucked. The microtransactions are going to eat it alive.
Yeah, I don't know
about that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I just watched the movie clips.
It's like skin, like basically different costumes and shit.
Yeah, like you can check. Right? Like the Hulk has a beard. So I mean, all right, that's kind of cool. You're trying to make him look like Maestro or something, but
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they don't look anything like the movie characters, which that makes sense because it seems.
Well, yeah, they're not gonna pay fucking Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, $8 billion just to use his face.
He's okay. He's okay doing Due Date on Netflix. I mean, just let us have your face. Jeez Louise.
I like Due Date.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm just shitting on
it. I think you'd like it.
I probably will. I like Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the game looks great. I mean, it centers around Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Cosmopolitan. And that's, I mean, it's neat. It's a cool story. Thor's a little weird, but he's cool to watch play. Because you can target that hammer and throw it at people, and then it'll come back to him. It's cool.
It's definitely one that I'll have to pick up this holiday season when things are on sale.
Yeah, I can't believe they didn't wait for PS5, man. I mean, that game would be gorgeous on PS5.
So that is like a thing. Like all these games that just came out, like the tail end of 2020. It's like, what are you doing?
Well, all right. Look, clearly I'm not the video game guy, but
stay in your lane, comic book.
Stay in your lane, comic book. I saw something that they're gonna remake the Spider-Man game, the original Spider, or the for PS4. They're gonna make it for 5. Yeah, they're remaster it. Dude, they'll do that for the Avengers game, and then they'll make another fortune.
The issue is that they'll do that, and also, I mean, they've been developing the game for probably 3 years or something crazy. So what can you do? You don't have that 5 technology yet.
Yeah.
So you just can't be like, all right, let's just wait a month and we'll race on a 5 instead. Like, it's not that easy. But plus with console systems, especially PlayStation, man, their stuff seems to be so like closed up. That's why it's hard to like port stuff to them and like get them on the same network and stuff like that. Not necessarily port things, but get them on the same like shared lobbies and stuff like that, because their architecture is kind of weird, I guess. Like, you never know when they're going to actually come out. So if you're a game studio, you're just like, although more and more lately, they're releasing their own games. Like Sony will have a game studio, or Microsoft will have a game studio. So I don't know that Avengers is like that. I'm not sure who their studio is, but
I'm sure. I think it was Insomnia, maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not that guy. I'm gonna stay in my lane. Yeah. I'm going back to my lane.
Well, one thing to think about though is PlayStation
looks beautiful.
PlayStation does really good VR, and that'll be something. VR is going to have to probably take an even bigger step on consoles in the next gen. And I've never heard anything about VR on Xbox. So
yeah, remember Xbox had the Kinect, which was I mean, it's not VR, but it was like
close,
gimmicky, like VR.
Remember when I talked to the PS VR is really, really good. I've not used it, but I've heard it's really good.
Yeah.
I think Skyrim. I always wanted to get it for Skyrim, but I haven't even done that yet.
It's just a lot.
It's too much.
It's just a lot, man.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's always like I just want to sit in my chair and play video games.
That's a thing. To me, it's wires. Like, I don't want wires attached to my face when I can't see the room.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be wireless for me and like good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be nauseous over here.
You want the what was the movie?
Ready?
No, it was on Supergirl. Yeah, not the movie, the TV show. It's so funny how they got through with their VR. It was these little contacts, and it was so funny how it was clearly they don't have anything in their hands when they're putting it on, because it's like it's just on. It's like, I've never seen a human being put contacts on in one flick like that. 2 of them.
Yeah. I think that that's what I want. I want the glasses that you just put on and you hold 2 chucks and that's it.
Yeah, I don't want to hold anything. I want the Ready Player. Well, no, I don't want
gloves.
No, the Ready Player One with like the suit and the treadmill thing that can go any direction.
Yeah. I think just gloves would be cool if you just had the gloves on and then have sensors in the gloves.
Yep, sensors in the gloves. Did you watch the WandaVision trailer?
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Did you really watch it, Chris? You've had like 4 weeks since you've been on this show.
I forgot to. We talked about it in Discord and I still forgot. I shit on it and I didn't even watch it.
You shit on it and then it became the most watched thing other than in-game.
Can I say I have a magic touch? I know what's topical.
Yeah. I thought it looked amazing.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what this show is going to be like. Like it's so off the wall looking. That
watch now. Due Date's going to be the most talked about movie of the entire year because I shit on it.
Yeah, without
seeing it.
It's trending number 8 on Netflix right now as we speak.
Yeah, a lot of shit does that. Sorry, I interrupted. Good.
WandaVision, it has that like, this is the weirdest thing the MCU's ever done for sure.
Yeah. I love the fact that they're bringing in his old classic comic book outfit.
Yeah,
it looks like a cheesy Halloween outfit.
Yeah, like with how they're going with it, they can literally do anything and get away with it because it's like, yeah, she's going crazy.
Yeah, like I've been trying to figure out, like, is it when they're trapped in the, like, after the snap, or like what?
I don't know.
I mean, because technically, Thanos, spoilers, Thanos kills him, so like he can't
stone
come
right
back
out of his skull.
But like, so like, I don't understand how this is working, or is it the time that
I think it's after he's dead, because there's like a thing where there was a moment in the trailer where they're at dinner with another couple and they're asking them questions, and you could tell like Vision and Scarlet Witch couldn't remember things like how they met and stuff like that. So there might be something like, is she gone crazy and this is all in her own head kind of thing?
Or it's her experience after the snap.
Yeah.
Seeing them at the dinner table, really, it reminds me of there was a Tom King comic book called Vision, and it was him trying to have a normal family, and he made like little like clone kids of him and a wife that's like him. If you want to read a really cool story, find Tom King's Vision. It's great.
I would assume they have stolen things from that. I heard they stole a lot of things from House of M, because she's making her own reality kind of thing. I don't know. It has a lot of potential.
I just watched it, and it's Pleasantville, but I'm confused. Is basically what I got out of it. It's Pleasantville, but with confusion.
Yeah.
It's lacking that aviary internet content creation.
Yeah, I don't understand the references.
I brought up Supergirl, canceled.
Done.
But that makes sense. Those shows have a shelf life of about 6 to 7 seasons. But one thing I was shocked: Walking Dead canceled.
I'm not really shocked by it. I just think surprised they haven't wrapped it up yet.
Well, I know.
Like who still watches that?
My thought process is I'm shocked because they cancel the show and then say we have 17 spinoffs coming this weekend as well, and it's like, okay.
So what are spinoffs besides Daryl and the woman?
Carol.
Daryl
and Carol. Their spinoff. There's Fear the Walking Dead, the original spinoff.
How do you guys like Fear the Walking Dead? You watch it?
I watched season 1 and then tapered off.
I've gotten to season 2 and it was okay, but man, I just can't. It doesn't grab my attention, man. I don't know why. It just doesn't.
it was cool to see it start. But yeah, I don't know. I fell off. The
I don't,
comic books were, I prefer those anymore. Like the show, I just got so wore out of the show.
well, so the other spinoff was, and I forget the name. It looks like, spoilers for the comics, not a big spoiler, but like it looks like the other people that are also in this world that are more like a bigger, larger community based.
And so yeah, like what I was actually kind of surprised that it's like Fear of the Dead or Fear of Walking Dead or not Fear, but the World Beyond or something like
That's
that.
what it is.
Yeah, but I'm really surprised that they
Something's going on with
didn't.
your audio.
Yeah, you're getting interference or that thing's dying or something.
Oh yeah, any
Just
better?
That's what,
nah, just kind of
well, talk.
talk.
Okay.
Oh, it's not good.
So okay,
Nah.
hold on.
Mute, just mute.
Pause.
But yeah, so like I don't know, like I think that part of the problem with that series in general and then the spinoffs is like for me when I watch those shows, the environment is the storyteller more than like I really get into the set and stuff like that, like the atmosphere. And at a certain point, there's just too many people for me to care about. Like I don't feel like I care enough about a lot of the characters because it's like it's almost shallow because it's like, all right, you met this person, they show up occasionally, and now they have some big drama I'm supposed to care about. And I just don't care,
Yeah.
you know? And I get it. You care about Maggie, you care about Glenn, you care about those guys, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, when the cast was like 10 people, it was easier. And
Mhm.
there's like 20 people that any story could be done with. I see what you're saying there. I caught up. I forget what point I caught up. It's either the most recent season that was available streaming or whatever.
Yeah,
but
same.
it's one of those things like it used to be appointment television, and now it is not.
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you sound good.
Yeah, it's not. Well, I don't know. I don't know if part of that is the way we watch TV still. Because when it was huge, think about it, like we weren't streaming everything back then. Like, so I think that might be part of it. Like, it's not appointment because it's not released that way for most of us because we don't have cable, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that killed it or if it's just like there has been some bad seasons. It's just slow, bad seasons.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was there was some spinoffs of not of the well, I mean it was written by Kurtman and all them, but he made some novels about the governor, and there was another part of it. They had like a whole separate cast of people, and about the governor's camp and how they interacted with, because like at one point when you're reading the novels, Rick's group comes in and you see Rick's group from their point of view.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And like the characters in that were really cool. And, at the same time as Rick and them trying to fight the governor, there's like all this backdoor drama between the governor's camp and trying to get into them, and like it turned out to be really, really good. And
Didn't they just release it?
Surprised they didn't do anything like that.
Didn't they just release Negan, like his own, like his backstory? Like in a comic book form?
They released a book called Negan Lives, and I have it, but I haven't read it yet. But they basically came out and said like, hey man, this is kind of a sorry because of the way they ended the comic book. Because they went as far, like they didn't tell anybody they were going to end it. They went as far as to put like a couple months in advance of fake covers for the next following months. So people are, keep ordering. And then all of a sudden, and they didn't even tell comic book shops or nothing. And then boom, that shipment came in and it said the end. And like everyone was just like, what?
I love that though, that it ended abruptly,
really
because
cool.
It sucks when you're either watching something and you're like, well, this is the last episode. We know it's got to be wrapped up,
I can't wait for Game of Thrones to come out with their apology episode. That's gonna be awesome.
But then, you know, I mean, the timing of that was just brutal because, you know, right around the corner, you know, COVID hits and comic book shops had to shut down.
Yeah, let's lose the last book that was like that you had to buy, and
yeah, I mean,
we're gonna throw the pandemic on top of you.
Yeah, like it's still like Walking Dead still sells comic books. I mean, the story's great. But yeah, man, like it just stopped. And then so people didn't order, you know, they didn't over order or anything like that. So that book's actually kind of hard to get a hold of.
That's another thing that's kind of cool from the collector's point of view is it was just a run-of-the-mill issue was what people were probably thinking. And
yeah.
it turned into it's probably a top 5.
Yeah, I'm sure. I haven't looked into it, but
it's interesting that you brought up comic book shops, you know, struggling because of that. Did you guys see that AMC announced that in 6 months they'll be out of business?
I did see that, yeah.
So Tenet did not do what they were hoping it was going to do, which I think everyone outside of Hollywood was like, duh, it's not a fucking Marvel movie. Like, the thing you have to bring people back with is Marvel. Period.
I'm surprised that Disney's not letting you or asking you to spend $30-$40 to watch Black Widow.
Well, I think that all this, the way Tenet performed, scared the shit out of them because Black Widow was supposed to come out in October or November or something like that. And now it's like, oh, undetermined time in 2021 is what the last thing I saw. It might be different now, but it's like the panic button gets hit.
Why don't they just do what they did with Milan?
Because you know, I don't know. I think that is probably something that I would consider if I was in charge at Disney. Like, let's offer the premium service and you pay $60 a year and you guarantee get 4 blockbuster movies. You know, that's a big deal. Obviously, the model has to change. The old way of doing things is probably not ever going to come back. Or this could just be good because AMC was overcharging and like...
Yeah, fuck them. I don't feel bad for them at all.
Yeah, like
I mean, you've been fucking us for years with these prices, man. It's been so bad. I mean, like we've thought about before, but I can't take my at one point family of 5 to this without spending $100, man. Like, yeah. It's absurd.
I just thought that was interesting because AMC is the largest theater chain nationwide, and what it also can do though is you could just have more local, like the smaller theater. You know, something's going to go into that spot.
Like it used to be.
Yeah,
that was awesome. I remember having like a local theater as a kid. Like it's cool having these little spots, and I would much rather prefer that. That would be way better to me. And you could even have like specialty movie nights where you can go online and vote for what movie you want to see, and then order tickets or whatever. Like make it more community based. I'm completely down with that. I think that's a great idea.
The only problem is it's those little movie theaters. Can they afford to buy the Disney movie to show it? You know,
right? I think that something's happened, and maybe it's just as I've aged and have become more cognizant of it. But I feel like something's happened in the last decade to where we've kind of moved back into like a community thing, to where like, yeah, the superstore is great because it's super convenient, but let's be more cognizant of these little businesses. And I feel like, and it could be just me being older and you have a house and you want to invest in your community. But like,
it's 100% because you're older.
Yeah, but to me, it's like, well, I think it'd be really cool. Like, I like going to the local coffee shop. I like going to the local bike store. To me, if there's a local theater that it's a pleasant thing for our community, and let's support it. So like hopefully there's enough people to do that.
Support your local radio station.
Never heard of it.
No, I don't.
I do actually, just not the country part of it.
Well, that's like with my comic book collecting. I've got a set of rules before I go to the internet, because I mean I can just type in whatever comic book I want, boom, it pulls up on the internet. It's yours. Yeah. I go around, like if I really want a book, my personal rule is I have to hit all the different local brick and mortars before I go to the internet, because the internet just makes it too easy. You know, like, and I
was like, yeah, that's what I like about it.
Yeah, like
I'll leave my
paying
house.
I don't want to see those stores go away because of the monster that is the internet or the monster that is Walmart, you know?
I agree. That's why it's for my local Kroger.
I meet in the middle. Yeah, your local fucking Kroger.
Like the second largest retailer in the world for groceries.
Yeah. Well, I meet at a reasonable price and like local. Like I can go into my local hobby, the collector store, but it's like, holy shit, this is $90 in here when I can order it right now from Walmart or Amazon for $20. That's a huge difference.
For sure. Yeah.
But if it's like, well, I can support him, the local guy, sure, it's only a few bucks more and I can get it right now. And the big thing for me is getting it and seeing that it's in good condition. Target, you sons of bitches. Yeah.
They fuck you at the Target.
I buy these Mego figures and you send them and the carding is fucking bent up and shoved in this little box. But good on you, because you didn't, when I filed my return, you said keep the shit because it's the pandemic and we don't want it back. And I got some minty fresh Migos.
So he has collectible ones and ones he can play with.
So now I got the mint on card ones and my display Lucy's.
Sold those, man.
Well, then it gets me thinking, I'm just going to start getting 2 of everything until they tell me otherwise.
Boxes are messed up again, guys. Try again.
Yeah. Oh, there was a little crease in one of them, and I was like, do I tempt the whole like, nope, you're trying this again?
You ever seen Big Daddy? Ugh, dented cans, half off, or whatever it is.
Yep, that's exactly. It's the modern day doing that.
I can't do that in my collecting field.
Yeah, you
just
can't slam
just crease one.
Yeah, that slightest crease will destroy the book.
We kind of got to wrap things up, so let's pick one more thing to talk about. You want to talk about Bethesda, Microsoft buying Bethesda, or
I would if I would have read it, but I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't read that.
I forgot. I didn't read it.
All right. Well, Jason,
got that season finale move.
What I've learned, our shows pitter out.
Look, guys, Tyler's not the only one that started a new job. All right, I've been a little preoccupied.
I guess we'll just end it on. Fuck, we're gonna have to end it on a weird thing. Okay, we're gonna end it on something I read then. Jamie Foxx confirms that he's gonna be Electro in the new Spider-Man movie.
I saw that.
That's such a weird thing to me.
Again?
Yeah. And it's not, to my understanding, it's not that universe's Electro. It's, hey, we're going to try this again.
I want to see him do that as Ray Charles.
I want to see him do it as Steamin' Willie Beeman.
Also acceptable.
And like 3 people get the reference.
I got it.
Yeah, because you
Hooah!
Go Sharks.
Go Sharks.
I just did last night. I just participated in my first online auction from a local comic book shop. That was kind of cool. It was on Facebook Live.
He did all this buying local shit, and he's doing online stuff.
It was a
local store.
A local store. No, you want me to shout him out?
I don't care.
It was Crazy Comics in Guyana.
Okay.
They did a whole online thing. It was really cool. Where like they had tiers and you just typed in the bin, like the A bin was for the audience.
I would have so that's a slippery slope for me, because on one, it's fun to do.
Yeah, I spent too much money.
Yeah, that I would get drawn into like I gotta win. It's about winning at a point.
Yeah, I didn't do any of
I don't even want it
because they offered the buy now stuff. Now, had it been something I wanted, I would have done the auctions. But like they had a second printing of Carnage, first appearance of Carnage, and that went up for auction. There was a lot of cool stuff that went up, and then it was really neat too, because you could just type in what you want, like a request. Like I was looking for Bernie Wrightson stuff, and and he writes some stuff, and then man, they started throwing shit out, and it was great. Like I found a lot of stuff for stuff that I've been looking for.
That's
That
good.
normally was $50 online. I got for $10.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so like it was a really nice. I came out feeling like I was on top, even though I spent too much money.
That's awesome.
Literally, he was on the bottom.
And I get to go pick it up on Monday.
Not even shipping. Gee, Christmas.
Not even shipping, man.
That's why I only shop at Amazon.
Send that shit to your house. They're local. There's an Amazon distribution center nearby.
You know, there's something funny about Amazon. I don't know what goes on with their delivery people or what they think, but it's happened to me twice now. I will be out in my yard mowing on my lawn tractor, right? And they'll pull up, and then instead they'll walk past my mailbox, and instead of putting it at my mailbox or on my doorstep, they'll find me in the yard and try to hand me the package.
Oh.
And I'll be like, I'll just tell them, like, I have like my headset on, so it says I'm not deaf, you know. And I'm like put it at the house, man. Like I'm gonna have to stop my mower, get off, take this to the house. You walked right by it. It's happened twice. Like that's so weird.
That is weird.
Be professionals, man.
Only thing
professional mail carriers.
The only thing I wish I could say, or I wish they'd change, is those goddamn big vans they drive, and they come barreling through the neighborhood.
And then they back up into your yard.
God damn, man, them guys drive fast.
Yeah.
I get the toss the shit on the porch, take the picture, all in one, and they're really good at that. Like it's one thing.
As soon as it lands, boop, they're gone.
And you go look at your Amazon delivery, and the picture is just a blurry image of your box hitting the ground. And you're like, fucking cool, man.
Hey, cool. Hey,
Tyler,
you know what's good?
Oh, so Tyler, you still have that camera up, don't you?
Oh yeah, we've
Didn't you have like a guy, a UPS guy or something, like take a bunch of food or something?
Oh, so last year Megan during the holidays was like, she saw that thing online. We're like, oh, there's so much deliveries and all that. Help your drivers that are getting paid way more than anyone in this house are, and they're underqualified. And she went and bought a ton of snacks and a ton of stuff. And we, like most people, walk up and either do nothing, or they just grab one thing, look at the camera, and say thank you. And we had a dude that literally like just putting it in every fucking pocket he had, taking everything. Like he got dinner and next morning's breakfast.
What company was it?
I don't remember.
Oh, see, that would have been perfect. That we would know. You notice that like there's so many deliveries now that they don't even have Amazon trucks. They're all like budget trucks and shit. Like
yeah, they just need U-Hauls. Go get as many U-Hauls as you can.
Yeah, like any given day I'll be out working in the yard and I'll see an Amazon van and I'll see a budget van and I'll see an Amazon van and I'll see a budget van, and it's always somebody different and it's always Amazon. They can't keep up, man. Bezos just padding them pockets.
Well, he really screwed everyone when he was like 1 day shipping, and they're like, we can't, and they're like, you know what? Then 2 hours, they'll get it in 2 hours.
Yeah.
And
it's
people,
the drone thing.
It is the barf off Spaceballs. These poor guys are just freaking out. Like, we can't do this any faster.
I think that he's just going to be so big he's just going to be so big that they're going to have to let him have drones.
Oh, and then it'll just be like helicopters. Just they ain't gonna be quiet drones.
I hope he becomes Batman.
He's too evil.
Yeah, he'll be Lex Luthor before he becomes Batman.
Yeah.
Got the resources for it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got to go do another job, so we're gonna have to wrap this up. This is the season finale, season 1 in the books.
We did it, guys. We did it. There might even be a season 2. Who knows?
Someday.
I'm all doom and gloom. Tyler's like, that's going to happen.
I think so.
Tell us you want it.
Let us know you want it.
Yeah. You can follow me at Tyler the Collector on Instagram.
I am Aviary Law everywhere, including on YouTube, by the way. So check me out on YouTube, youtube.com/Aviary Law.
I am Jason Gilmer. So.
Send him a postcard.
Yeah, so I'm on social media. I just don't really do much on it anymore. I'm there.
Right. Well, thanks for watching.
All right. Bye, guys.